All right, you guys, what's going on? Out for a little adventure today. I drove most of the day, like about from 8 o'clock to 2. I was driving through, found some really fun stuff, but I brought up a little bit of food today. But if you saw last week's video, you know I got a broken wisdom tooth pulled out. So I haven't really been able to eat anything still all week. Today is the 8th day. It's been 1 week and a day since I got that done. So I did get a small little New York boneless steak. I'm gonna try and eat it on this side. And I felt like getting some corn in the husk and wrapping it in aluminum foil and barbecuing it. Because when you do that and you do it right, you literally don't have to put like butter or anything on it. It's so sweet and juicy. Problem is they're out of season. This is the only thing they had was this package. When I talked to the guy, he said they were still getting a little bit in, but it was like the husk was kind of moldy. And I do have a big farm right by, well, not near my house that does all that stuff, huge. And their sign is still up for sweet corn. But right now they're doing their Oktoberfest pumpkin extravaganza. And holy cow, it looks like half of Arizona is there. So I didn't want to go in there to buy like one ear of corn. So I'm going to do this steak and do these, maybe one or two of these corn. When I was in there, I was in Sprouts this morning, right when they opened. And I saw this, it's a red mango. And I thought, I don't know if I've ever had red mango. And it's really big. They had the green mangoes there. So I thought I might try and do something here. Somehow it went through my mind like fried green tomatoes, right? So I was thinking about slicing some little salt and pepper and grilling it and see how that tastes. So little experiment, but I'm gonna get set up here. I've got the charcoal is charcoaling. It's getting ready, so shouldn't be too long. So this is the same Butcher's Shop salt and pepper dry rub that I got from Sprouts a few years ago. This is my, I think, second can of it. Real basic, you know, just salt and pepper. Old timey, you know, that's what it says on it. It says old timey. A little extra on one side there. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. There, all right, let's see what this corn is all about. So it's like a, I'm not sure how this is gonna work. It's half a husk. It's in half a husk. So usually when you got the full husk, what I find is that the moisture within the husk steams the corn. So this will be interesting to see how this works. One. I'm not putting any butter, salt, pepper, nothing on the inside. Because this is kind of a test. I've never done one like this that's just a partial husk. Imagine they cut those husks like that because of what I was talking about before, how it was molding. Just because it's out of season. All right, let's see what this mango thing's all about. This could be a total bust, who knows, but we shall find out. Here we go, everything's on. I had to cut that seed out of the middle of that, but now they look like mango donuts. A little salt and pepper on them. Grill them up, see how that is. It could be like our appetizer. I think the mango, a grilled mango and a steak would go actually good together. It was starting to turn into chutney a little bit as I was cutting that center out. This one here is looking really good. Wow, That's actually pretty good. So I got salt and pepper on it, and obviously mango's pretty savory sweetness. Oh, that's really good. The thing about mango is they use it a lot mixed in with other things. Like I've seen a couple mango habanero hot sauces because the mango will kill the after lingering heat on something like that. Perfect sear on that side. Get that one in there. Get some loving in for the mangoes. Put this one on top. I'm going to put the mangoes, the cooked one, on the top of the steak. See if I can infuse some of that flavor in there. So this is the first time using this one. I have another one like this. This is the Jetboil Minimo. I had to get another one because my primary one that I've had for years, it stays in the Jeep. So when I take any of the other vehicles out, I don't have a good way to boil water. So I got another one. Got ourselves a rolling boil. I don't know, minute or two. Didn't take long. There we go. Perfect. I'll spill my coffee. It went a little longer than I normally like it because I was making the coffee. Juicy and tender though. I made like a little mango chutney here. Interesting combo. All right, I'm gonna see if this corn turned out at all. I'll grab one off, see how it is. These are I introduced these gloves to you guys last year. They're Mechanics Cold, where they're a little bit insulated. What I'm looking for is steam. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, okay, cooked in there. Woo! Hot potato. I feel like a little kid at the small table at Thanksgiving right now. It's weird sitting in this chair at this table. I tell you, it tastes good, right? You like mango, salt and pepper. You get the sweet and the savory. It's good. It's you know, if you're just eating steak all the time, all I put on the steak was salt and pepper, and then the corn. What I love about corn is eating it off the cob. That's gonna fly away. Man, I tell you, I probably didn't even need to put butter on it. That is really sweet. You ever eat it like an old typewriter when you were a kid? That is so good. Look, there's nothing pretty about it. You got to get in there and eat it, right? It's really sweet. I really like cooking corn like that. The only thing is, you know, corn on the cob's a little tough on the teeth, but I've got some floss. I didn't even take a picture of what this looked like because it's a sloppy mess. Because my first time trying just some different stuff, but it tastes good. I think it could be refined a little bit. Maybe, see, I don't know what a chutney actually is. I was just using that word. Something else has got to go in with the mango to make it a chutney. And then it could be like a little topping for the steak. But grilling it with just salt and pepper, really, it's really got a sweet and savory punch to it. It's so nice that the weather is cooled down. There's already some of the puddles up here were frozen this morning. At night it's been getting into the 20s, so minus 2 or 3 degrees C, right? Because 32 degrees F is 0 C, a couple degrees minus in the 20s, so the water puddles are freezing over, at least the, you know, like a half an inch or so on the top, because when you drive across them, you easily break through that little top layer. It's really good because a lot of the times when I cook steak, I just cook a steak, you know, got a little bit of that hair from the corn in. But this, with the corn, the steak, and the mango, it's more kind of like a meal, right? I think when I cook things, I cook like I'm still a little kid, right? You know what you love. I want pizza, so you eat just pizza. I want steak, just eat steak. But I mean, I love potatoes and gravy and everything else. But when I come out here, I don't know if it's laziness or just simplicity, right? I just cook steak, but adding a few little things to it really helps round out the meal. You get a lot more flavors, right, in your mouth. And the interesting thing is, even if it's your most favorite food, right? If that's all you're eating and that's the only flavor, by the time you get to the end of it, you're like, the first bite is the best thing ever. The last bite is like, okay, I'm done. But with this, it's like the mango's almost, you can almost use the mango as cleansing your palate. So each bite of steak is like the first one. That's good. That corn turned out really, really good. I love that. Usually I do it with a whole husk on, but that had, was like a 3/4 husk. Some of it was showing. And the part that was showing, it actually grilled the corn itself. Oh, wow, that's hot. Really good, tasty. Now I'm going to sit back and relax. Well, basically cleaned up, letting the fire pit cool down. I've gotten pretty good at estimating the amount of charcoal to use based off of like a day trip where I'm just going to cook something and then hang out for a bit and then leave. Where if it's an overnighter, you can just go to town on that stuff. It's a little breezy. The breeze has picked up a little bit. And like I said, it's hovering around 50 degrees. It was dropped a few degrees when I got up here because it's a little higher in elevation than where I live, just a few thousand feet, but pretty good. And I did a bunch of off-roading. I'll be honest with you guys. There's this knoll. It's not a mountain. It's like a bluff, like a pimple. years ago, not years ago, a year and a half ago, I just randomly was going up this road and I got up on top and it gave an incredible 360-degree view. And today is a really clear day. Driving up here, I could see the San Francisco peaks north of Flagstaff. I think those are the highest peaks in Arizona. And then I could see the Bill Williams Mountain, which is that one that's like 9 or 10,000 feet over here. Really clear day. So I wanted to find that. And some of my adventures in mapping some nice tracks around here, in the back of my mind, I was always looking for that. I went 20 miles in and then a good 30 miles. That's 20 miles in from west to east and then 30 miles north south. And this is multiple trips. I can't find it. I think I'm hallucinating. I think I made it up in my head. I don't think it's real. There's some other things like that, but this one I was able to come right up to the top and park. And it might be in a video. And it was right after I got the 100 Series Land Cruiser because I drove it up there. I had street tires on it. And the other cool thing about it was you really probably couldn't camp up there or cook like this because it's windy. I feel that little tooth a little bit. It gets windy up there. But when I went out, I went down the other side and there was a kind of a series of nice little roads with some ruts and rocks and water crossings to get back out to a more semi-maintained road. That's why I wanted to mark it as a nice little loop track with a view at the top. But damn if I can't find that place again. I've been finding all kinds of other things, which is cool, like the big canyon. I found another part of the canyon today. Well, I was motoring down this gravel road. Pretty cool. And out of the corner of my eye, through the kind of these sparse, you see how they're kind of sparse trees, this is where a fire had come through a few months ago. I kind of picked up on this on an edge, like a cliff edge. So this looks pretty cool. Check this out. It's a big canyon. So this is one of the offshoots from that other huge canyon that I have shown before. I may have went by it today. It's back that way about 20 miles, 15 miles. But this is obviously one of its offshoots here. Goes pretty far down in there, but it's where I'm standing, it's not that like steep. It kind of steps down and then steps down again. You can see I'm right on the edge on this one, unlike the other one. This only drops about 15 feet here. There's a creek, dry creek, coming down and goes down into there. That's pretty cool. You know, years ago, I was looking for this. I was out here in the Jeep, no navigation. Actually, I had a tablet I was using with like backcountry navigator on it, but I'm pretty sure I was on that other rim, the ridge over there, on that side, looking for it out into the bigger valley. I could never find it. Now that I've kind of found that one point out there, I've been finding all these little offshoots now. It's pretty deep down there. You can see the really tall ponderosa pines down the bottom. You can just see the tops of them barely. It's pretty cool. So it goes that way, and then out that way would be out to the largest canyon. full-on boulder field to walk through here, though. Look at these things. Good place for snakes. This is those red kind of lava rock type things, and they get really hot in the sun. So I like to come out and lay on top of them or underneath them. Well, that was a darn good meal. It's been a while since I've come out and cooked. I've just been coming out and doing some adventuring. I get everything kind of put back together in here. One thing I found today that reminded me about these areas is that if you got a good wet season, or if you got a bad dry season or a bad fire season, you can literally not recognize an area that you thought you knew pretty good. Driving through here, I'm like, am I where I think I am? And if it wasn't for the navigation, I wouldn't have known that I was where I was. Because we had so much rain this year that all that kind of weedy type grass everywhere grew. Where this was really just like forest floor, right? And they covered some of these like camping areas where people would pull off and set up a little fire ring, so you don't see them all over the place. And I remember back farther where I went up and I turned around and came back because I'm like, am I in the right spot? But it can really change the way everything looks, right? Depending on if you got like maybe a lot of snow, a lot of rain. Like that's what I love about winter, because you might have a favorite area and you're like, I'm getting kind of bored of it. Let it get covered in snow. It's a completely new area. Like up here, no one comes back in, not nobody, but really very few, unless they're kind of hardcore, want to get after it in the snow. And it's hard finding the roads because they're pretty small as it is. You got to know. You can zoom in on your GPS. This one's fairly accurate, but it's really fun. That's what I really love when we get a good snowfall up here, that this area is like a brand new playground. It's getting pretty late, getting kind of dark out here. Not dark, but you know, the shadows are getting long. I got a little ways to get out of here, so I'm gonna finish packing up here and head out. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. Maybe you guys will try grilling some red mango. It wasn't red, by the way. It was mango color, or it was yellow. So I don't know why they call them red mangoes. Did I get a melon? You get it? Oh, you guys have been bombarding me with puns, and now you got me saying them. Did I get a melon? Oh my gosh. Okay, anyway, but it was pretty good. Salt, pepper, grilled, and with the steak, it made kind of like a chutney. I chopped it up and cubed it a little bit, so I would take a bite of steak, take a bite of that. Pretty good. Pretty good. You know, not the next thing, you know, but it was pretty darn good. And it was fun trying something different. The corn, by the way, I ate the other piece of corn after I finished my steak. I didn't put any butter, no salt, no pepper on it. Just pulled that husk back. Perfectly sweet. It was really good. So it did work out. So if you don't have a full husk, you can use those kind of half or 3/4 husk ones. Just wrap it up and let it steam inside the aluminum foil. Worked really good. This is a fun day. I needed this. I need to kind of get kick-started back into the adventure, the cooking. Now next thing will be getting back to doing some overnighters now that the weather's cooled back down. I think you guys will like that. It'll be a lot of fun. Anyway, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video.